Mental health professionals are supposed to be the most emotionally intelligent people on earth. So why are hundreds of them trolling me on social media? It's time to talk about the elephant in the room. So my work is helping all types of mental health professionals create coaching, training, or consulting programs. The purpose of these programs is to give them a new way of helping people by providing intensive, near daily support in a single group, but the way we do it almost completely divorces you from having to work a set number of clinical hours every week in order to be able to bill every hour that you work. It's life-changing, but in a way that doesn't have you abandon helping people for a living. You're just engaging in a new way of helping people. And yes, these programs are sold at a premium price, a four-figure sum of money per client to participate in the group for 12 to 16 weeks. Some therapists transition to this model completely. Others blend their program with a reduced clinical schedule, but they reduce their clinical hours to the point where they enjoy therapy again and have a lot more time flexibility. And here's where the rub comes in. There is a certain very vocal group of therapists who have a big problem with me for even daring to suggest that some therapists should work fewer clinical hours and create a second income stream that allows them a better lifestyle. They write negative comment after comment. They call me names. They imply I'm some sort of a scammer or some kind of a criminal. They warn other therapists about me. It's kind of an extreme response. So let's talk about some of the points they do make and run through what might really be behind them.
Therapists need to live in the trenches. This isn't about having money.
I've spoken to 1,640 therapists since March of 2020, and here's what I know for sure. They are not all the same. I have most definitely spoken to some therapists who've been working with 100% Medicaid caseload for a couple of decades. They're strong, they're happy, they tend to have a bit of a fighter or survivor nature to them. They love what they do. They aren't money motivated at all, and to be quite honest, they shouldn't even try to do anything else that I'm suggesting, but exactly what they're doing. They are quite literally built for this journey. But there's another type of therapist who does the same work as them with the same people, and this therapist is suffering horribly. They're burned out. They cannot sustain the workload. Their standard of care is beginning to suffer. They're beginning to resent their work, their industry, and even their clients. At home, their parenting is suffering. Their marriage is suffering. They're not present. They feel negative. They sleep badly. They don't have energy for exercise. They might even be gaining weight or developing chronic health problems. Clearly, their clinical schedule is ruining their life. A lot of them leave the industry, stop doing therapy completely, still with a lot of unpaid student debt. The problem that I see is that some of the therapists who are built for the journey are trying to force that same lifestyle on the ones who aren't. It's a similar mentality to an army fighting a war, and the punishment for desertion is to be shot. Is this what they should be doing? If their comments about me are to be trusted, it is what they're doing, and it sounds to me like an unhealthy culture that exists amongst mental health providers.
This is wealth care. We need to support the underprivileged.
So support the underprivileged. Launching a premium service doesn't stop you from doing that. In fact, it opens up more options for you to do it. What you're saying is that insurance is the only way you should do business, that your way is the only way, and the closed-mindedness that comes with this opinion and the veracity at which you throw criticism at me implies there is a deep, deep resentment that's going on underneath the surface.
Everyone has to work this way, Gindiat, and it's supposed to be hard.
But the truth is, not everyone is supposed to work this way. People struggle in life at all levels of socioeconomic status, and all of them need your help. In fact, some of the richest people are also the most miserable and tortured people. But to answer this objection, there are numerous ways to give back when you have developed a successful coaching, training, or consulting program. The first is the content you put out there, if you're doing that, in order to market your program. It benefits way more people than you'll ever work with. Some of my clients have built pretty significant audiences. 2% of that audience working directly with them is more than enough for them to have a really successful business. But the other 90% of the followers and consumers of the social content or your podcast or a book you write or the interviews you do with other people that promote your program are people who are getting a lot of benefit from you for free. The next option you have is to purposely create time where you give back. Now, your coaching, training, or consulting program is successful, you can look at changing your schedule for all kinds of give back activities. One of my clients splits her time between a profitable coaching program and non-profit equine coaching for traffic kids for free. Another regularly volunteers in South Africa. All you need is a Starlink terminal to run your program from literally anywhere. You can add some time for sliding scale appointments. You can help a non-profit. You can volunteer for stuff. Or maybe you're just in a period of life where it's necessary for you to be there more for your own damn family. And you know what? That's perfectly okay. Having more money doesn't change who a therapist is. It just gives them more options. And so most of this comes down to those militant therapists projecting something over people who suggest there are different ways to work than their own. What exactly is that? And a better question is, what's underneath it?
No therapist should be doing this. If you are, you're selfish and BAD.
Therapists judging and shaming other therapists is a problem. And I do notice a number of people who need to have different types of income, but they don't do it because they fear criticism and judgment from their colleagues. They fear that they'll be called out by others for what they're doing. Some of them even fear being reported even though they're doing nothing wrong. When I look at this, what I see is the motivation behind some of these more militant therapists is actually quite dark and negative. It's rooted in their own personal money issues. It's rooted in some kind of self-punishment. It's rooted in jealousy towards all people who make more money than them or work less than them. I'm not saying that if you work with the underprivileged, this is what you have. What I'm saying is that if you work with the underprivileged and you attack other therapists who don't, this is probably what you have. And if you look at the flip side of this, therapists who are in this negative, judgmental mindset are walking a tightrope. If this is how you're responding to other therapists that you see, ask yourself this: am I saying this stuff because I really think I'm better than them because I focus on the underprivileged? If there's any hint of that, I'm sorry to tell you that you are using your clients to make yourself feel superior. Your ego is building a complex, a savior complex. And if that insidious issue is finding its way into your work, I put it to you that you aren't helping anyone right now. In fact, a coach who focuses on people in a higher socioeconomic status for a balanced set of reasons is doing more good than you focusing on a lower socioeconomic status from a place of building your own ego up because you do that work. If you're feeling this way and you're willing to look deeper and see some of the ugliness that's under it, call someone for help and sort it out so that you can get back to helping people in a way that's healthier for them and for you.